Finland. You've seen the headlines. For years now, it's been crowned the happiest country in the world. A utopian society with pristine forests, shimmering lakes, world-class education, and a work-life balance that sounds almost mythical. It's the land of the northern lights, minimalist design, and profoundly uncomfortable silences at the bus stop. Everyone sees the picture-perfect landscapes and the glowing international rankings. But what's in the fine print? What's the daily reality for a foreigner who moves here, chasing that promise of happiness? Before you pack your bags and book a one-way ticket to Helsinki, we need to talk. We need to look past the postcard image and see what life here is really like. From the silent, almost telepathic battles fought in the housing market to the unwritten social rules you absolutely cannot break. Because living in Finland isn't just about enjoying the good life. It's about understanding the contrasts. It's a place that can be both wonderfully serene and maddeningly perplexing. So today, we're skipping the travel brochure highlights. Instead, we're breaking down the myths versus the realities of expat life in this beautiful, quiet, and wonderfully weird country. Let's start with the biggest myth of them all. The idea that you move to the happiest country on earth and you are, by default, instantly happy. You step off the plane, breathe in the clean Nordic air, and a wave of pure, unadulterated joy just washes over you. The reality? The first few months, or even the first year, can be a profound lesson in patience and adjustment. It's an experience that's less about instant bliss and more about cultivating a specific Finnish trait. Sisu. This is a concept that embodies resilience, determination, and courage in the face of adversity. And you will need it. This initial period is often a whirlwind of paradoxes. You're in a country celebrated for its high quality of life, yet you might feel a pang of social isolation you've never experienced before. The people aren't unfriendly, not at all, but they are reserved. The casual chatter and easy smiles you might be used to are replaced by a quiet, respectful distance. A simple trip to the grocery store can feel like a covert operation where the goal is to avoid eye contact at all costs. The silence isn't awkward for Finns. It's a natural part of communication. But for a newcomer, it can feel deafening. Then there's the darkness. If you arrive in winter, the lack of sunlight isn't a minor inconvenience. It's a physical presence that can weigh on you. It can affect your mood, your energy, and your entire outlook. Finns have adapted over centuries, creating cozy, candlelit homes and embracing winter sports, but for an expat, that first winter can be a genuine shock. The good news is that Finland knows this adjustment is real. The country has comprehensive integration services to help. Municipalities can work with newcomers to create personalized plans, which often include crucial language training. There's also a strong emphasis on mental health services, a vital resource for anyone navigating a new culture. So, happiness is here to be found, but it's not handed to you at the border. It's something you build, slowly and intentionally, by understanding the culture, embracing the quiet, and finding your own light during the dark months. The second myth is that of seamless Nordic efficiency. You picture a world where every process is streamlined, and setting up your new life is as simple as assembling IKEA furniture. In many ways, Finland's digital infrastructure is a dream. You can manage most official business online. But, and this is a big but, before you access that digital paradise, you have to navigate the initial maze of bureaucracy. It can be a humbling experience. Moving here isn't simple, even for EU residents. You need a valid reason, like a job, to get registered, and the process can feel like a race against time. You'll become very familiar with places like Migri, the Finnish immigration service, where booking an appointment can involve long waits. And then there's the housing market. Oh, the housing market. Especially in Helsinki, this is not for the faint of heart. It is fiercely competitive. Forget leisurely viewings. Picture this. A listing for a decent apartment goes live on a site like Oikoti or Vuokra Ovi. Within minutes, dozens of people have applied. Group viewings are common, where you and 20 other hopefuls shuffle through a small apartment, trying to look responsible while silently sizing up the competition. You'll send countless applications, writing polite cover letters to landlords explaining why you'd be the perfect quiet tenant, and then you'll wait. The standard security deposit, often 1 to 3 months' rent, means you need a significant amount of cash up front. The rental agreements are thorough, legally binding documents you need to understand completely. While the process is transparent, it's also relentless. The moment you finally get that email saying, The apartment is yours, is a moment of pure triumph. It feels less like signing a lease and more like winning a championship. So while Finland is efficient, that efficiency is built on rules that demand patience and preparation. This brings us to a myth that scares many people away. That Finland is prohibitively expensive, a place where a simple loaf of bread costs a fortune. And yes, some things, especially dining out and alcohol, can feel pricey. A meal for two at a mid-range restaurant can easily run you 60 to 80 euros. But the full picture is far more nuanced. When you compare the overall cost of living, Finland can actually be less expensive than many other Western countries, including the United States. Recent data from 2025 suggests that while daily costs are comparable, the single biggest difference is rent, which on average can be over 50% lower in Finland than in the US. The most crucial part of this reality check, though, isn't just about comparing numbers. It's about the value you get for your money. Your taxes, while not insignificant, fund a society that genuinely takes care of its people. That cost of living is balanced by incredibly robust public services. Education, from preschool through university, is world-class and free. Healthcare is universal and high quality. Public transportation in the cities is so efficient that many people don't even need a car. You're paying for a society that prioritizes work-life balance, with generous vacation time and flexible work being the norm. You're paying for safety, low crime rates, and a deep sense of community trust. The air is clean, the tap water is some of the purest in the world, and you are never far from pristine nature. So, is it expensive? The better question is, what are you getting in return? In Finland, you're not just paying for stuff, you're investing in an exceptionally high quality of life. This is probably the most famous myth of all: the cold, quiet, unapproachable Finn. Stereotypes paint them as shy introverts who would rather stare at their shoes than make small talk. And if your definition of friendly is loud greetings and enthusiastic chats with strangers, you might find Finnish culture challenging at first. Finns value personal space, a lot of it. On a bus, people will often choose to stand rather than sit next to a stranger. They don't do small talk just to fill silence. To a Finn, silence isn't awkward, it's comfortable. There's a Finnish saying, "Your speech should be better than silence. If it is not, be silent." This directness can be misinterpreted as rudeness. Finns tend to get straight to the point. They mean what they say and they expect you to do the same. Compliments are given sparingly but are deeply sincere when they are. Honesty and punctuality are held in the highest regard. Being on time is a fundamental sign of respect. The reality is that Finns are not cold, they are reserved. There's a world of difference. That quiet exterior often hides a warm, loyal, and incredibly sincere person. But you have to earn that. Friendship in Finland is not a casual affair. It's built slowly, over time, on trust and shared experiences. It might start with a shared hobby, a club, or the classic Finnish bonding ritual, the sauna. Once you're invited into a Finn's home, you'll be treated with incredible hospitality. And once you've made a Finnish friend, you have likely made a friend for life. These are not superficial connections. They are deep and genuine. You just have to understand that the path to that friendship is different. It requires patience, authenticity, and a willingness to embrace the quiet moments. So, if you've lived in Finland or are a Finn yourself, I would love to hear your perspective. What's your experience been with making friends here? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. The myth of the Finnish climate is one of extremes. An endless, depressing winter of perpetual darkness, followed by about 2 weeks of lukewarm summer before it starts all over again. Let's be honest, the winter is no joke. It is long, it is dark, and it is cold. For months, the sun is a fleeting visitor, barely skimming the horizon in the south and not appearing at all in the far north. The darkness can be a real mental and physical challenge. But the reality is that Finland has 4 distinct, almost hyper-defined seasons, and each one has its own magic. Winter, once you adapt, is a wonderland. The snow blankets everything in a peaceful silence. It's a time for cozying up indoors with candles, but also for getting outside for cross-country skiing, ice skating, or the invigorating cycle of a hot sauna, followed by a roll in the snow. Then comes spring. It is an explosion of life. After the long winter, the return of the sun feels like the entire country is waking up and taking a collective, joyful breath. The light comes back with a vengeance, and the days grow longer at a startling pace. Summer is a national celebration. It's the season of the midnight sun, where daylight stretches for nearly 24 hours. This is the time for Johannes, or midsummer, one of the most important holidays, celebrated with bonfires and retreats to summer cottages. The Finnish relationship with nature is profound, and nowhere is this more evident than at the summer house, or moki. Thousands of Finns retreat to these cabins by a lake to swim, fish, hit the sauna, and simply be in nature. It's a cultural institution. And finally, there's autumn, or ruska. The forests erupt in a spectacular display of red, orange, and yellow. The air becomes crisp and cool, perfect for hiking and foraging for berries and mushrooms. To live in Finland is to be acutely aware of the seasons and to live in rhythm with them. It's not about enduring the winter, it's about embracing the unique character of all four. Because of the minimalist aesthetic and quiet social norms, some might think Finnish culture is a bit bland, maybe even boring. This could not be further from the truth. Beneath that calm surface lies a culture that is rich, deeply traditional, and full of wonderfully quirky customs. Take the sauna. To an outsider, it might just seem like a hot room. To a Finn, it is a near sacred space. It's a cornerstone of the culture, a place for relaxation, socializing, and even business meetings. It's for physical and mental cleansing, often involving a vihta, or vasta, a bundle of fresh birch twigs used to gently tap the skin. Finnish food is also deeply connected to the seasons. It's so much more than rye bread and salmon. It's the taste of karjalan pairaka, Karelian pasties, the unique rye pudding called memi, eaten at Easter, or the hearty casseroles on the Christmas dinner table. And let's not forget the coffee. Finns are among the world's top coffee consumers, and the coffee break is a cherished ritual. Holidays are celebrated with a unique Finnish sensibility. Christmas, or joulu, is a family-centered affair with melancholic carols, a Christmas sauna, and the beautiful tradition of lighting candles on the graves of loved ones. May Day, or Vappu, is the opposite. A wild, carnival-like celebration of spring filled with picnics and mead called sima. From its unique folklore to its thriving design scene, its passion for heavy metal music, and its peculiar sporting events like wife-carrying and swamp soccer, Finnish culture is anything but bland. It's a culture that doesn't shout for attention. You have to lean in and listen closely to truly appreciate its depth and charm. So, what is life in Finland really like? It's a country of profound contrasts, a place where you can experience the quiet solitude of a forest and the vibrant energy of a tech startup hub. It is a society that values individualism but is built on an unbreakable foundation of collective trust. It's a life that challenges you to be resilient and patient while also providing an incredible safety net. Living in Finland is not about finding a perfect, problem-free utopia. The travel brochures don't tell you about the struggle of learning one of the world's most challenging languages, or the quiet frustration of trying to break into a tight-knit social circle. But they also can't capture the deep satisfaction of finally understanding a joke in Finnish, the pure peace of a silent walk in a snowy forest, or the feeling of belonging when a friend invites you to their moki for the first time. The reality of living here is far more complex, challenging, and ultimately more rewarding than any happiest country headline can convey. The happiness isn't in perfection, it's in embracing the contrasts. If you are thinking about moving to Finland, or if you've already made the jump, I want to hear from you. What's the biggest myth you've encountered? What has been your biggest surprise? Let me know in the comments. And if you found this reality check helpful, please give this video a like and subscribe for more on what expat life is truly like around the world. Kiitos, and see you next time.